Hello, my name is Michelle Winkle, and my soul's purpose is to move the planet forward, healing myself and others mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Today, I kind of want to talk about, in this kind of crazy moment of time, I want to introduce myself as a talker and a thinker. And both of these things are so great for me, and they help me deal with my stressors. And so talk therapy for me is really helpful. And I have a therapist that I love and work with regularly, and she is great. But when I found some of the techniques I'm going to talk about today, my healing, meaning the way I felt about myself and the way I felt about my situation, improved in such dramatic ways that it changed the trajectory of my life. And now my purpose is in sharing those kind of techniques with you. So one of the first things that happened for me was I was getting a bunch of understanding about losing weight. And I have a book, you can find it on Amazon. It's called Mentality Workout. You can just search for my name, Michelle Winkle, and find that. But when I was going through that journey, I found that I had I just found a bunch of techniques. And so one of them was, I happened to be watching TV one day, and there was this kind of weight loss guru, and he was doing these techniques where he would kind of touch and tap and do all these kind of things. And his thought process is that, and what I understand now more clearly is that, we have these parts of our brain, neural pathways, and they are there to help us make things very clear and easy. So when this trigger comes in, it heads down this neural pathway. When this trigger comes in, it goes down this pathway. And so it doesn't have to sit and make that choice over and over again. So sometimes when things come up, we take that neural pathway and we are hungry. Like, that's just what we do. We go and we get something to eat, stick our head in the fridge, find something to get a snack. And that's just kind of what we've trained ourselves to do. So his thinking was, hey, we interrupt that by, if you can get used to feeling something and not having the same reaction, then that was helpful in weight loss. And he even did a little technique that I thought was interesting, and I use it actually sometimes when I'm working with people. And we can do it here today. So if you take your right hand and just kind of pinch, and you're just kind of creating a physical experience. And if you think about your favorite food and just kind of make an intention that you're going to relate that favorite food, something that you crave and that maybe you want to stop craving, that we're going to create like an attachment there. And then what we're going to do is then in our imagination, and this is a longer process, we're going to go quick with this, but in my imagination, I'm going to picture that food and with something terrible happening to it, whatever sounds really gross and yucky to you. And I'm going to hold that there. So I'm kind of creating this moment in time where I'm creating a neural pathway that maybe can be a new trigger for me. So then when I am in that state, or when I have that craving, that I just start to click on this hand like this. And then that feeling of, I don't know if we took a little longer, you would start to feel kind of disgusted in your body. Those sensations would come up, you'd feel gaggy or whatever, as you really thought about this food connected to this other thing. And so we've kind of created this new way of looking at something, this different way of looking. And so that was kind of really interesting to me, that not just going through and crossing off the boxes of eating less, exercising, but there were these other little tools that can help me. That was kind of my first little take on what I would call energy work or energy healing or those kind of things, which, by the way, just to me, it seems like when I go to talk therapy, I'm using my brain and my voice and I'm talking. When I go to an energy therapist, I am going to have imagery. I'm going to use colors, smells, touches. I'm using so many more of my senses that I have a better chance of creating that neural pathway, because we all learn differently, and it's giving a few more hooks for that new neural pathway to be created. So the second thing that happened was I was probably a year or 2 years later, I just somehow decided I was going to listen to this webinar. And back then, webinars were only, it wasn't even called a webinar. I don't know what it was called. It was only audio. So I just was listening to it with my headphones. And she was talking about chakras, however you want to say it. I knew nothing about those things. I didn't know why I was choosing to listen to those things. But as she talked about it, and at the end, she did this technique where she helped us thread our chakras, was what she called it. And I couldn't believe in just a few minutes of time that I felt better, that that my heartbeat had calmed down, my thoughts about the situations in my life just weren't as acute. And so little by little, I always tell people I came kicking and screaming to energy work because I was thrilled to talk about it and to work through things that way. I wasn't a touchy-feely type person. But when I started to understand these techniques in a different way, the fact that they just are giving me more opportunity to create a new pathway, I kind of got hooked. And there's just so many great things. And so that's why what I'm doing now, and the biggest reason why I've created the Wholeness Network, and if you go to thewholenessnetwork.com, check it out. We have a library of all these kinds of videos, all these little techniques that you can turn on 5 minutes at a time to feel better by the time you're done with them. That's our goal. I talked at our live event that we did last year about the thought that one of the other tricks that happens with energy work is people think they're going to go, and you'll see today we're going to do a releasing technique. And a lot of people think, oh, I've done that releasing technique. I'm done. Everything's great. I've released it and I'm better. And then a couple days later, they don't feel good again. And what can really happen is then we start to have guilt and shame, like we've done something wrong. And to be honest, sometimes practitioners really feed that shame, like, well, what did you do? Or you let that in or whatever. But my opinion is that these techniques of getting up in the morning and going through some of these little processes, they'll change over time. But those things that we can do 5 minutes at a time are like brushing our teeth or exercising or taking a shower. They're just part of how we take care of our mostly our mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. The brushing the teeth, the doing the exercise, and getting enough sleep and eating the right foods, those are all physical body, fantastic things that they love. But there's more to us than those things. And again, I keep saying this, but I'm going to talk more about the 4 bodies. But here's the thing. In the library, I have my entire online class about the 4 bodies that you can just zip through. You can binge watch them all. And so check them out there to learn more about the 4 bodies. But, and that library, you can try it free for 7 days. So get in there. Just try some of these tapping releases or tapping things. There's one on addiction. There's one on when, if you're having a hard time in a relationship and you are just seething at that other person, there is a tapping technique that I have created for that moment when you've got to calm yourself down, get yourself out of that situation so that you're spinning. Because pretty soon you are coming up with everything that person has ever done wrong. And they are not getting any of those sensations and frustrations, but you are. So let's tap that out. Let's clear those thinking, that thought, so that you can take a breath and feel better. So we're going to do a tapping technique right now. So to understand, we start out with this, it's called the karate chop motion. And I did not go into detail, and I don't know if I actually understand why these certain places, I know they have to do with meridians, but we're just going to trust it for right now. But this is how we start out. That's what this looks like, karate chopping. And then we do these tapping. So you start on the inside of the eyebrow, then you move to the outside of the eyebrow, and you'll just follow along with me. There's no perfect way of doing it. Under the eye is another point, under the nose, under the chin. Hi, Evelyn. The collarbones and under the arms. So those are our places we're going to hit. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to run you through a script that helps you, that we're going to release. And so I kind of tailed this script to kind of just release kind of what's happening in the world right now. So I hope it's beneficial for you. I hope in just a few minutes you can sense just a little difference in how you are viewing things. So we always start out with karate chop motion and a statement that goes like, even though I feel anger and worry and fear, I love and accept myself. Even though these feelings hold me back, I love and accept myself. Even though, keep going. Even though I'm not connecting to my wholeness and connection with others, I love and accept myself. Okay, so that's just kind of the opening thing, and then we're going to start releasing. So tap on the inside of the brow. We're going to release people want to hurt me. Release people, things don't go my way. People want to hurt me. Things don't go my way. Others want to take from me. Releasing. I must compete for the things I want. Releasing, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve to be taken advantage of this way. Releasing from all parts of me, I am not worthy of respect. I am not worthy of success. Oh, we do the top of the bottom and two. There's something wrong with me. Releasing that. Releasing I am wrong. Releasing anger in myself and towards others. Fear there's not enough and I might have to go without. Letting go of all the mistakes that are being made right now. All the injustices. Releasing that from me. Letting go from all parts of me, hurt, pain, fear, anger, separation, better than or less than thinking. Releasing from my mental body the negative thoughts about myself and others. Releasing these that no longer serve me. Slowing down the running mind. Seeing the thoughts transform into compassion and understanding for myself and others. Releasing from the emotional body, confusion, stuck, defensiveness, worry. Releasing from my physical body, tension, tired, heavy, aches, and pains. Letting go and releasing from my experience all that is ready to leave. Right there and right there. Okay. Now, you can put your hand on your heart and you can, in a clockwise manner, some of the highest vibrational experiences are forgiveness and gratitude. And so we're going to bring that into our experience to help us. So I forgive myself for all these feelings, thoughts, and emotions. I forgive my early caregivers for their part they played in creating these beliefs of separation within me. And I forgive others who may have hurt me and caused me to experience these things. I am grateful for the chance to change these limiting expressions. I am grateful for the parts of me ready to create a new experience. I am grateful for the new beginning, and I step into it now. So we start the tapping again, letting in. So now we've emptied, now we're going to fill in. Letting in, people can't hurt me, can't hurt the truth of me. The possibilities for success are infinite. Others support me. There is always enough for me. I am enough. I can hold supportive boundaries. Bringing into my experience, I am worthy. I am well. Allowing peace inside myself, in my actions, thoughts, and feelings towards others. The universe is infinite, and there is enough for me. Letting in, people are doing their best. Justice and mercy are coming into balance, bringing from all parts of me warmth, joy, trust, peace, connection, balance in my thinking, blessing my mental body with positive thoughts about myself and all those around me. Feeling balance and support in my mind, blessing my emotional body with clarity, inspiration, allowing, support, blessing my physical body with relaxation, energy, light, and ease. Again, I thank myself for gratitude again. I thank myself for accepting these beliefs. You can either run or you can pat or you can just hold. I thank myself for accepting these beliefs. I thank others for reflecting back to me the truth of who I am. I thank God for the lessons I have had in the past and the blessings I receive in moving forward. So take a deep breath. That is a tapping. That is tapping. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just a way of letting go and reframing. We have on the network, we have a bunch of tapping. We have let's see, it's the rapid eye technique. We have a man that came in and gave us so many of those with different energy circles and different techniques, using mirror work and those kind of things. We have chakra videos that, by watching a beautiful video, the color, the sounds, and the wordings can help you in an area of that. We have stuff about chakras to learn what they are. You can also go to the Wholeness Network YouTube video, because we have a bunch of free content there. So subscribe to the Wholeness Network on YouTube. And we have something called Wholeness Hacks, and you can see some of our live events. Our goal is to create things to support you. Me and my partner, Robin Johnson, follow her on her pages, The Heart Whisperer, and we can work together. Go to my website, michellewingle.com. There's content there and free things for you to do. There are some tests at the bottom of my website for you to support you. But that's what I have for you today. And I hope you join me for more of these techniques in the library, thewholenessnetwork.com. We'll see you next time.